Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we are doing a review of the Zwift platform. Just a couple days ago I passed 1,000 kilometers on Zwift, having ridden on Zwift for the past few months now. I wanted to do a review, let you guys know how I feel about all the various features, things that they've done that are new and exciting, and hopefully it's helpful. So let's get into it. First off, what Zwift is, it is an online virtual cycling platform. It also includes running, but it originally started with cycling, and cycling is the only aspect of it that I have used, so that's the only part that I'll be reviewing. Once you log on, once you get your account, it is $15 a month that you will pay. That includes the cycling and the running. But again, I only have experience with the cycling, so that's the only one I'm going to talk about. It's available on lots of different platforms, which I think is a huge positive. I personally use it on the Apple TV, and I have used it on my Mac. I know they have apps for other computers. You can also do on your phone, on your iPad. So that's pretty cool. I like that they have the various platforms you can use. I have only used two, and my experience with those two has been positive. There were some issues with the Apple TV. Maybe I should start and talk about some of those. Initially, it would have a really hard time setting up. So once you get to the setup screen, you choose between a power meter or speed and cadence. There are two different ways to use Zwift. One obviously sends your power rating directly to the platform. The other one, it calculates your power using your speed, cadence, and the trainer that you're using. I don't have a power meter. Obviously, they're expensive. But if you do have a power meter, that's definitely the way you want to go. If you don't, like me, using the Apple TV is going to be quite tricky for you. I actually have another video, if you find it on my channel. It's called it's a review for the 4i Viva heart rate monitor, which essentially serves as a bridge between the Bluetooth sensors, technically the ANT Plus sensors that I have, and it transmits that via Bluetooth to the Apple TV for Zwift. So that's how I do most of my cycling right now. But I've had some issues, especially with the Apple TV. It instantly connects that as a power meter, and I have to reconnect, close the app, reopen it, probably 2 or 3 times each time I try to use Zwift, which is frustrating. It's a bug, but I'm sure they'll fix it at some point, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. I know you restart it a couple times, but then it does work, and you can continue forward just fine. So I won't dwell too long on that. Once you get into the app, let's start talking about the features that it has. After you've paired your devices, you're gonna be instantly taken to the workout start page, which essentially lets you decide whether you're just gonna ride, whether you're gonna do a workout. Let's talk about some of the features they have here. First thing you select is where you're gonna be riding. So they have a rotating map that you can use. You can go to different locations. They swap that out each day. The different locations are Richmond, London, Innsbruck, Yorkshire, and New York. So they have different options for you, and that rotates every single day. You can always choose Watopia, which is their special world that they've created. I usually ride there. I think the scenery is kind of fun, and since it's a virtual race anyway, I enjoy it, unless there's a specific event that I'm looking for. So once you know where you want to ride, you select a route, and the routes are really cool. You get to choose different ways to go through these various worlds. Watopia has some cool ones. My personal favorite is called Road to Sky. You get to ride up essentially the Alpe d'Huez, but here it's called the Alpe de Zwift, and it's really a crazy long hill. I think you're climbing over 1,000 meters in only 12 kilometers or so. So it's the gradient is extreme, but it's a fun ride and it's exciting. It takes me almost 2 hours to finish. A lot of people can do it a lot faster, but it's a fun workout and it's exciting. They have a cool little heads-up display as you're riding in that. So I love what they do as far as when you're in the ride in-game. They have a lot of cool features and data that you can look at while you're riding, so that is a huge positive for me. I really like it. It's fairly immersive with the other riders and the scenery that you're in, so it's definitely a solid platform and one that I enjoy using. It makes it so much easier to ride indoors, and that's the goal. That's the only reason I pay for it, is so that I can ride indoors and be a little bit more motivated to get things done. So the next thing you'll choose is what you want to do during your ride, if you want to work out or just ride as usual. So obviously riding as usual, pretty self-explanatory. The workout aspect though, I did want to mention, you can create custom workouts, or you can use the workouts that they've already provided for you. Things like FTP builders, FTP tests, others that will help you improve various aspects of your cycling. So it's got quite a few workouts on there. I haven't been able to review a lot of them, Most of the workouts that I do on there are custom workouts just based on workout plans that I've got from other places. There's a friend of mine who's created quite a few great workouts that I usually use. You can share those custom workouts between different users. It's a little tricky, you go into the files in your computer, but it's possible. So we share those workouts and it does well for us. There's also a plans section where you can select a plan that's going to take you for various weeks to complete, whether that's increasing your FTP or another aspect of your cycling. But it's a cool way to start on that journey and keep you consistent. It'll give you a workout that you're going to do on specific days over the course of a few weeks. Creating workouts, as I said, fairly easy, drag and drop. It's not too difficult, and I think having that aspect, being able to create a custom workout, is a huge positive for Zwift and something that I really have enjoyed to this point. Okay, so once you've selected whether you want to work out or just ride, you can join another Zwifter, so a friend of yours that's also using the platform. If they're currently riding, you can teleport right to their location and ride with them on the same route, which I think is excellent. I ride often with a friend of mine, and it's fun to sync up on Zwift and be riding in the same place. It helps make it a little bit more immersive. As I talked about, that's definitely the goal of having an indoor virtual training partner. Another thing that I like that Zwift does has been a big positive for me is they are very active in adding things to the game or to the platform. They have events that go on, obviously races and group rides are something I'll talk about in a minute, but overarching events, things like tours that they'll have multi-stage tours, which are various races and group rides over a course of a week or so. And having things like that that are kind of overarching themes in the game make it a lot more exciting and something you can work towards and keeps you coming back and riding more, which increases your fitness and definitely is a positive for me. Okay, so the goal of this is to get on your bike and ride. So once you're in the ride, you've done all the settings stuff, you've figured all that out, you're going to be in the game. Now there are other riders here with you, and I think that makes it exciting. Other riders passing you, people you're passing, which helps to increase that motivation while you're actually on your bike and still just in your living room with your Apple TV. So you have levels that you need to achieve. After 1,000 kilometers, I'm around level 13 and a half. I'll be probably level 14 in the next 100K or so, but it's an opportunity for you to try and be better, to do more, and as you do that, you can achieve a better bike, better wheels, things you can unlock along the way, so that makes it fun too. While you're riding, you'll have your wattage appear in the top left. You'll also see other riders around you on the right side. You'll see lots of different things. The main right above you is where you're gonna see how far you've gone, your current speed, how much you've climbed during your specific ride, and how much time has passed. That's where you'll see your level and other things like that. There's a small map on the top right. You can see other riders. That's also where you'll be able to see if you're riding with someone you know. If they're significantly further ahead than you, you can pick them up on the map there. There's a companion app that you can use on iOS. I'm not sure if it's on Android, but I personally use it on my iPhone, and it's helpful because you can do other things that are a little bit easier to do during the game without having to interact. Specifically with the Apple TV, you can go on and turn around, you can stop your ride, you can give kudos or a ride on to another rider that you're riding with, and do various things you would need to during a ride without having to pull out the Apple TV remote and make things work, try to make things work there again. The user interface for the Apple TV is not excellent. Probably my biggest complaint with the platform is the Apple TV support. Because it's what I use each time, I've just kind of gotten used to it, but it could definitely be better. At any time during your ride, you can pause and change things like your settings. You can change the workout you're doing. You can mix things up a little bit, but essentially it's a quick dashboard of what your ride is doing so far, what your power's been looking like, what your heart rate's been looking like, and it's nice to be able to get a sense of what that looks like. You can show your fastest, your highest power, your power over 20 minutes, things like that you can see at a quick glance if you pause the workout. You can also see things like your badges, the accomplishments that you've achieved while you've been Zwifting. A lot of these achievements are related to completing routes, completing events, and just being on Zwift more. I think those events are probably the biggest thing that I would say is a pull towards Zwift. They have a really good support for creating events, whether that's a group ride, a multi-stage tour, or even just a regular race. Having those available and being able to log on and compete with other people or even just ride with others who are using Zwift is a really good way to build that community and make sure people are enjoying their time on Zwift and coming back over and over again, which has definitely been a high motivation factor for me as I've been able to Zwift a lot more over the last couple of months. But while you're on Zwift, you probably want to make things your own. I've picked the bike that I want, I picked the wheels that I want. And as I said, as you advance through the different levels, you can also build on different things that you want to as you advance in Zwift. They also have a shop, it's called the Drop Shop, where you can buy additional gear, better bikes, better wheels, things like that. As you advance, you have to build up these drop points, or drops I think they're called, as you ride. And as you do, you can start to buy these better bikes and better wheels. I'm saving up for one right now so that I can have a little bit of better climbing wheel set, but it's exciting and it's a little bit more fun. Again, the whole point of all of these features and all of this gamification of the virtual ride is so that you will continue to ride on Zwift and continue to improve your consistency and your fitness overall. So I think having those features, and there are quite a few of them, like I hadn't seen the badges in a long time before I started to make this video, because there are so many other things that will distract you from the various features that they have in the game. But I think having a huge breadth of different things that you can do makes it more fun for lots of different people, depending on what would motivate you. If you're more motivated by the experience points and the levels, if you want to buy the latest bike on Zwift, or you just want to continue to race and improve your FTP. So many different things that you can do, and things that will keep you riding your bike for even longer is excellent. Okay, so overall I would say that I absolutely love Zwift. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's thinking about starting online virtual training. If you're training already consistently at home and you want something to make it a little bit more fun, I think Zwift is an excellent way to start that. So I would definitely recommend it to you. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check it out. They do have a free trial, so you can test it out a little bit before you want to pay for it, but I think you will enjoy it. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel so you can see more of these videos, reviews, and my thoughts on sports technology in general, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.